Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Yeah, I had to split this one up. It was about a little over an hour and a half, and I felt it was just a touch too long for one episode. So, two slightly smaller episodes, flows a little better. Let's get right into it.
My friends, I believe I have struck upon a method by which we may see this world restored.
Ah?
Huronje, before you go any further, allow me to make a potentially very long story slightly shorter. The plan is to control Eden and realign the ether of the empty, correct? Oh. In essence, yes. However, unleashing elemental energies haphazardly will not suffice. In addition, the empty is unfathomably vast. Were we only able to effect change over one small region at a time, it would take many lifetimes to complete even a fraction of our task.
So what, we need a flood of darkness to basically send out the flood backwards?
Instead, our energies would be better spent revitalizing each element in order that we might set in motion a more widespread transformation.
One at a time?
Yep, one at a time.
I hate to say this, but I don't think Eden will be able to draw out a single element without affecting the others.
For that very reason, we shall select a location in which the ambient ether we wish to restore is at its most potent. Even in a dormant state, certain elements will be more prevalent and therefore more easily manipulated. Then, we rebalance the ether and return it to the land, whereupon it shall be borne on ethereal currents to the farthest reaches of the empty.
But what's to prevent that element from breaking free of Eden's hold and causing a disaster of some sort?
It must needs be contained. The question is, how?
How indeed?
Dekumon, indulge me a moment if thou wouldst. Pray imagine a corporeal manifestation of each of the individual elements. What dost thou see in thy mind's eye?
Oh fudge. Surely not. Moogles? No. He means primals.
Mayhap thou art afeard to utter the fateful word, for to even speak the name primal is to invite misfortune. Though invite it we must. As the ether is drawn forth and realigned by Eden, we shall perform a summoning as Master Louis Soir once did on the fields of Carteneau. As one who hath laid low countless primals, thy memories will shape the ether into a deiform entity, which must subsequently be dispersed in the traditional fashion.
Ah, that's where most of the fights for this leg are gonna come from, aren't they? Actually, I think this is most of the fights in general in Eden. We summon a primal of the correct element, beat it to a pulp, and therefore disperse its ether.
So, defeat it, in other words. But is that even possible?
Oh yeah, I have quite the track record of killing primals. I break my fast on primals. It's either that or being torn to shreds. To be honest, I'm not even entirely sure I can. No, I eat primals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. With a slight brunch of moogles.
Lest thou forget, 'twill be no more than approximation of a foe thou hast previously bested. I have every confidence in thine abilities, Dekumon.
Yeah, but here's the rub. These aren't just normal primals, are they?
As do I. Though it might help to have some idea of what you will lay up against. Have you decided which element to tackle first? I propose water, the source of all life.
So Leviathan.
As for the location, an area to the west of Novrant was once home to the world's deepest ocean. Alas, the flood of light reduced it to a yawning chasm.
Water. Yes, that seems like a good choice. I'll see if Eden can take us where we need to go.
And I shall prepare for the summoning. Thancred, wouldst thou keep watch over our enigmatic antagonist? She may have vital information to impart. In the event that she becometh agitated, thou mayest have need to restrain her.
Oh, someone's got to do it, I suppose. I'll be praying for your success while I wait here twiddling my thumbs. Perhaps I'll take up whittling in the meantime. Still, I must say I don't envy you being caught up in yet another one of Huronje's madcap schemes.
Though, come to think of it, the creatures you must fight are born from your own memories and imagination. Why don't you try thinking of something a bit tamer than the primals you fought in the past? Perhaps that's... we'll not start to talk if it works. Well, anyway, best of luck. Yeah, and now the quest title, Nor Any Drop to Drink, becomes a little more interesting. And remember, these aren't just going to be primals. These are primals from Nomura's imagination.
Eden seems to be responding well to my instructions, so we should reach our destination in no time at all. Alright, this is the place. I'll see if I can draw out the water aspected ether.
Oh dear.
The rest is up to you, Dekumon.
Alright, here we go. Memories of Leviathan come flooding back. But unfortunately, they're muddied and not very well formed. Eden's Gate, Inundation. Yeah, this Leviathan's gonna be a little wonky. Alright, Duty Finder, and let's go for another fun time. Rin is now able to concentrate on the task of turning Eden's immense power to the task of balancing the ethereal alignment of the empty. Such a delicate task must be approached one element at a time, and Nurange suggests that the first should be water, essential to all life. However, for the ether to be restored, it must be first given shape through a process akin to summoning. As you call upon your memories of the dread Leviathan, the raging fury of the deluge begins to take form. This one was much faster. I must have caught the wave of players working their way through this. Alright, time for Eden's Gate, Inundation. And oh yeah, by the way, in addition to the primals themselves being remixed, all the musics for these are remixes of the various primal themes. And that Leviathan has 2 heads! Like I said, Nomura designs. Alright, here we go. Alright, now I'm not going into my BS immediately because they do happen to have a, we do have another ninja here, so we're gonna basically just stagger our stuff. So as soon as he's done, I'm gonna blast in with mine. Woohoo! That was nasty looking. Oh, not taking that. Oh, we'll slide over here. That looks good. That's a good safe spot. Oh, well, it was a safe spot. Whew. Okay. No, that was just the room wide. There we go. Rip Current's the big beam. That's the one I've been watching for. Oh, hi. That's a thing. And we're about to lose our sides here. Yeah, he can wreck the arena, but thankfully, Rin can fix it after a while. I think this will just be a good opportunity to use this. Get back in. I need to armor crush the next one. Need to get the old bar back up. That's a problem. As you can see, our safe spot's gotten a lot smaller here. Alright, getting to the point where I can actually start using my BS again. that's a push out. That is a push out. So we want to get nice and close to the person who's going to be the push center, so we don't die horribly. Ooh, I need to reset my skill there. I was not in a good place. Let's not put this anywhere near anybody. And you might have noticed, yeah, we all had different debuffs telling what our AoEs were going to be. There's no markers in the extreme version of this. You have to know your debuff. That's a Reaper hole. I think that's the one that goes through the middle, isn't it? Oh. I don't remember if we're supposed to stand in these or what. Oh, no, we're not. We're very not supposed to stand in those. Run. Let's not get hit by things. Like that poor bard did not deserve what just happened to them. There we go. Save my debuff here. Yeah, I know, I just wasted an ninjutsu. Oh, hi, that's over here. Ears are very important. Oh, that's been smart. Oh, I legit thought I was about to die there. Oh, there are not enough people on that side. The ninjas are doing the dance thing over here. Oh, fudge. Throw daggers, that's all I can do. Almost done. There we go. Thank you. Myself a nice little power boost with trick attack. I know, I already Kasatsu'd. But this fight's almost over. There's that damn laser again. Come on. Oh. 0.5%. 1/3%. Come on. There we go. Honestly, not as annoying as the original Leviathan. That fight's legit a pain in the ass. Gotta love some of the outfits people can come up with. That wasn't too bad.
That was incredible! Is that what a primal looks like?
Sort of. I think the memories got a little kerfuffled in my head.
Oh, so not quite the same then. But why is that?
The Leviathan of the Source was summoned by the Sahagan, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, the deiform entity that we brought into existence differed on a fundamental level, though it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon Dekumon's experiences of a Leviathan, and may have been influenced by recollections of other water-aspect beings, leading to further discrepancies. Interesting thought there.
Memories brought to life. But I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Hello? How goes it? Leviathan's dead. Don't know if it did anything. If you finish slaying your primal or whatever it is, I suggest you get back here on the double. There's something you want to see. Alright, we'll head back.
What could that be?
Anna. Evidently, our only recourse is to return to our base of operations forthwith. Sounds good. And that's the quest done. Yeah, I'm not really caring which materials I take. Well, I don't see anything overly interesting, Thancred. Did our random guest wake up?
Dekumon, look!
What am I? Oh! Well, hell! That seems to have done the trick. We have flowing water! And a giant water crystal. By the 12's good grace, 'tis a marvel to behold.
I never thought that a whole lake would suddenly appear like this. And we're just getting started. I only hope the burden is not too much for you, Dekumon.
It's not. Like I said, I can take on primals all day. Assuming the queues let me, of course. And speaking of, I'm pretty sure there's one more in store for this episode. Yeah, I thought so. Super seismic. Oh no. Oh no. I know what that one's gonna be.
I think this proves that the water-aspected ether is no longer lying dormant. So, which element should we be aligned next to, Ronjay?
I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora.
Imagine that! Forest in the empty! But before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing.
Still sound asleep, I'm afraid. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seems surprisingly normal, not at all like your usual void scent. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Rin, and perhaps a little older.
Well, wherever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand.
As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I was here wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. Considering they try and murder me right after, don't feel too sorry for them.
If all goes well, he won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results.
So where to next?
Now, before we embark on our journey, there is one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going?
I would suggest a certain region that lieth east of Novarance, which was once home to the great Mount Atlas. And for the Earth-aspected primal we wish to invoke, what could be a more fitting choice than Titan? I was afraid you were going to say that.
I don't think I've heard of that one. What's it like?
Oh, a lot of rocks, a lot of landslides, and a lot of falling. He's worshipped by the kobolds. The landslides. The landslides!
It seems like you had a rather traumatic experience.
You don't know the half of it, sister. Try playing that thing at level during the time it was out, when this game had some rather interesting lag issues. Let's just say you basically had to be precognitive or have the fight completely memorized to avoid eating landslides.
But if our last battle is anything to go by, this one will be different from the Titan that Dekumon remembers, yes?
Aye, 'twould be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Past experience will avail thee naught, I fear.
All right, Dekumon. Once you're ready, we'll be on our way.
And we're here.
It took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready, Dekumon?
Not really. I don't like this fight, I'm gonna be honest. This fight gets me killed a lot. Mostly because I don't remember half of it. Memories of Titan come tumbling back. Oh dear. Eden's Gate, Sepulture. Oh, bad memories coming. To be honest, I do not like this fight. I really do not. Having successfully realigned the element of water following your triumph over Leviathan, the next candidate for restoration is Earth, in the hope that the empty will soon become able to support life. As before, you draw upon your experience of primals fought on the source to shape the ether, this time recalling your fateful encounter with the Lord of Crags, Titan. Oh right, this thing's got a beat. Eden's Gate, Sepulture. And I love this design. I don't like this fight, but this version of Titan looks like a frickin' boss. And bonus, he's a frickin' transformer. Spoilers! Alright. Warning given. Not my sweeton. Turn his ass around, get all the good shit going. Alright, there's way too much stuff going on there. I could barely see. Uh-oh, yep, we're about to start watching this happen. Pulsing AoEs, and you'll notice the arena is basically a 4x4 set of squares. This is very important because there are a lot of mechanics that revolve around not being in the wrong square. Or die. Because, you know, why wouldn't half of his mechanics just instantly murder you? Uh-oh. Yeah. Let's come over here. Oh, somebody be dead. Oh, one of those is about to explode. Let's get behind this one. I remember this. There it goes. Have some ice shurikens. There he goes. He just did his transformation. Or one of them. Oh, massive landslide. I think we need to be. Yep. Shit. Well, that sucked. Half the team's dead. That part always bites. Oh yeah, bonus. That little stomp he just did where his foot glowed for a second, that's his tank buster. I remember that a little too well for my own liking. Oh, bombs. Bombs with growth spurts. If I remember correctly, yeah, that one's just a big ass explosion. It's not a proximity AoE, it's just a big circle. Well, on the plus side, I can sit here and commentate for free while I wait to get raised. We're gonna move here so we don't go flying like we did last time. And yeah, this time he turns into an actual freaking Jeep. Oh right, yeah. Pulse, yeah, that one's always fun. I need to actually hit him with all the good shit here. Okay, both our healers are up, but unfortunately, yeah, like half our DPS are down. This is a fight where I see healer LB3 being used a lot, and for good reasons. Mostly because this fight is kind of BS. This again, huh? Okay. So this we've seen all too well, except now there's a big one. Oh, and just random circles. I'm trying to reset all my cooldowns here so I can kind of realign. Alright, we got into the halfway point, or damn close to it. That's... I was gonna say, that's close enough to the reset. Uh-oh. We're gonna do this gag again. Okay, fine. Boom. Boom. Waiting on the big boom. Getting away from the giant one that's gonna explode and cause us no end of trouble. Oh, right. That one doesn't explode, it just disappears, and we have to line of sight seismic wave. That's the trick with that one. Alright, we're gonna save, actually. I'm gonna wait until Mug's off cooldown before we go ham. Oh, he's going GP again. Only this time, yeah, now he does it multiple times. Wait for the explosion, and then run across. And now haul ass so you don't get in here and die. Now we can go whole hog on those attacks. Really lay into the DPS. Okay, so 4 cardinals in the center. And the diagonals, where's the big one? Is there a big one? I don't see a big one. Oh, that's a problem. Come on, explode. Ow. Yeah, there was a way I could have gotten out of that. That was stupid of me. Uh-oh. This again. All my buffs are out of alignment now. Joy! That's the way it goes. I've never claimed to play this class perfectly. Is this where he goes into the hands? Yep. I don't remember how we avoid dying in this. Oh. That's the one where I need to actually be in his lane, isn't it? Fine, I will spectate once again, because man, there's a lot of AoEs going out. We could heal our LB3 here. I'll actually make sure this guy is focus targeted. Yeah, I screwed that up. You do want to be in front of him. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely not on my A game either. Oof. Alright, just go for the full whammy. My damage will suck, but everyone else's should be pretty good. Squeaky voice. Alright, he's gonna juice up that one. I see the tether. Oh wow, I'm the only pure melee here. That's slightly disconcerting. Ow. Yeah, I deserved that one. I went in the completely wrong ass direction.
I just got straight up messed up there. Alright, fine. I will take my double stacks, I deserve them. Okay. I will also wait until this mechanic is done before I LB3, so I don't die horribly. Alright, since I am the only melee, I have to do the LB. There we go, there was a big chunk of damage. Now hopefully we can finish this without screwing up too thoroughly. Whew. Like I said, I don't remember that fight very well, and I screwed up a lot. Hey, seriously, you think an attack that says landslide, you don't want to be standing in front of him. No. No, it's the opposite, and oh my god, I did not see that snowman helmet until now. But that takes care of Eden's Gate. And my goodness, I apologize for this being one long episode, but that's the way these go.
Oh, welcome back. You must be exhausted.
You have no idea.
For a creature made of rock, he was a lot more agile than I was expecting. I wonder, was the Titan of your world a tough opponent too?
Yes. He never stood a chance against me. Yes, if I put one foot wrong, I would have fallen to my doom. Yeah, I'm gonna give Titan his due. That fight still bites.
So, all it would have taken is a momentary lapse of concentration. I don't like the sound of that.
That's kind of how it is for most big fights. You know, I make it look easy sometimes, but the truth is, yeah, one big lapse in concentration and whoops, you're dead.
But, more importantly, you've defeated another element of being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much of a difference we've made this time.
Neither can I. Alright. One more quest, and we'll be done with this leg. Ah, I see the crystal has changed color and a lot of the gray's gone.
Did we really do all of this?
Mm-hmm. We're getting rid of the sand, the clay color, and the rock colors are coming back. Aye, 'twould appear that balance has returned to the element of earth, and yet... Yeah, we're still only a third of the way there. The transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond this lake doth remain unchanged. Ow, bought my hand. 'Tis passing strange indeed.
Did we do something wrong?
I don't think so. Though this falleth short of the outcome I had envisioned, 'tis plain our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is the result of an intersection of ethereal currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that similar locations in the empty hath undergone comparable alterations.
Then the ether will spread out from these points to cover the rest of...
Oh dear. I think we've worn out poor Rin. Yep. Break time.
Rin!
Sorry, wrong voice. And Eden just stands serenely over it all. Alright, Rin. I think it's time to take a rest while we deal with the next piece of the puzzle. Poor girl must be exhausted after dealing with Eden for so long.
It's nothing.
That didn't look like nothing to me. You'd better lie down for a while.
No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we've still got work to do.
Nay, Thancred hath the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. Yeah, especially here. Like, we may have kind of fixed 2 elements, but 4 are still out of alignment, and I'm guessing the empty is still rather unhealthy for long-term stay.
I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing.
Rin, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of water and earth have been restored, continued exposure to the empty, stagnant ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength.
Now that you mention it, I have been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here.
Like I said, gotta do this in small chunks.
should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while.
We all should. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements hath produced unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades.
Why? I thought they'd welcome the news.
Mostly so we don't, have intersecting timeline issues.
And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary.
And I know the Scions. If they knew we were here, they'd all jump in the chance to help.
You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure. But to be perfectly honest, I prefer not to keep secrets from people that I trust with my life.
See? She has the right of it, Uronje. Stop keeping secrets from the party.
I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll do as you ask.
And now you're roping Rin, Thancred, and me into your little schemes.
It seems to me that Rin isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Our Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associates from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. If you and Dekumon could go on ahead and have a word with them in Mold Soak, we'll catch up with you once Uronje has finished whatever it is he needs to do.
Lovely.
Yes, Thancred? Perhaps thou too should accompany us on her return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met, and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the First forever. The time will come for Rin and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Uronje. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can, and to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Rin is possessed of a natural affinity for aetherology, unlike some, who shall remain unnamed.
Hey, was that a dig at me?
A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like. Though come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. No, she really doesn't. However, like thee, she is predisposed for brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns.
Oh, you got me there. She did pick that up for me, I suppose. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, Dekumon, you'd best take the Sky Slipper with Rin. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenges that lie ahead, so go on and get some rest. Rest, he says. Ha!
We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Armorang.
Rest, yeah, I wish.
It seemed like you were all having quite a serious conversation. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern.
Nah, not at all.
Well, if you say so. I probably shouldn't stay in the empty any longer than necessary, though. So, do you want to take the first ship piloting, or shall I?
Holy crap, they need shifts to pilot this thing? How far out did they go?
Whew, I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I've no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find out contact for the Crystarium.
Audiobooks, my lady, audiobooks. Trust me, I had to do a 3-day drive alone, and they're the only things that kept me sane the whole way.
But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind.
Go ahead.
This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry.
Yeah, you're right, I suppose. So we head deeper into the ruins.
When I first spoke to Thancred and Uronje about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone.
Oops, bought my mouse again.
I guess I was scared of what we'd find.
I mean, it's understandable if you suddenly think you see another Light Warden.
But now that we've found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have been.
In all actuality, if Eden had actually woken up and gone back to Plan Alpha, it had been a short life. Because, the flood would have restarted, everything would have been washed away, and yeah, sheesh.
From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside me telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up.
Courage isn't just blindly charging in, lady. It's understanding the risks and taking them anyway.
Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will?
Interesting thought.
Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person, like you or me.
Says the Oracle of Light and, Heidelin's Chosen. Just standard people, sure.
Obviously, she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her, and to find out who she is, and if there's anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, then it will be all my fault. Oh, it's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Dekumon?
If Alphen were here, he'd talk things through with her. If Emmett Selk had his reasons, we should at least hear her out. There's not much we can do until she's awake, yeah. Until she wakes up, discussions about this are kind of moot.
I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't be trying to decide her fate before we even know who she is. In the meantime, we'll have to be patient and hope that she comes around soon.
Also sudden nighttime.
Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see Uranje's errands. The people we're on our way to meet lent us the Sky Sliver and most of the apparatus we've been using. And since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax.
A place to relax. That sounds nice.
Oh, now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it.
A kobold?
That's Gogol, who's interested in trading for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently, he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot, but he's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium.
I gotta stop bumping my mouse here. Sheesh.
Now, the ones we came to meet should be around here somewhere.
Holy cow, you even look like you're from the Aryan Works, just orange-colored outfits instead of blue.
Rin, what a relief it is to see you returned unharmed from your expedition.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than we expected. Dekumon, I'd like you to meet Louis.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As representative of the Settlement Council, I'm here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I'll be on hand to provide any assistance you may require.
What about the other guy behind you?
Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of.
Or rather, someone.
It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here, Dekumon. You should get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it a all, there's nothing we can't handle.
Oh, goodness. We finally made it! Oh boy! And what are you two conspiring about? Well, I see.
Though it is mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Rin and Dekumon until we know more.
You really like keeping your secrets, don't you?
Fine.
Well, I appreciate you telling me, even if it is too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her, after all. Oh, our mystery girl?
The Oracle of Darkness. Interesting. I pray it is not true. Well, I wonder what that's all about. Interesting. Well, that is going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more adventures in Novarant. And as always, I'll see you in the next video, where we'll finally get started with the 5.1 story.